With just over 10 days until Denver City Council runoff election, let's take a look at the 4 runoff races in Districts 2, 7, 10, and 11. Penn, well, I know these are probably under the radar for a lot of folks. I mean, these are just districts within Denver, so not everyone can vote with them. But there's some pretty tight races, and they're getting pretty vociferous between each other. I know District 11 by itself has made a lot of headlines. You can take your pick. You can go general. What do you think?
You know, that they are, and thank goodness for them, because it's been the only drama this municipal election cycle is all of these city council races. I just wish the charter was different and it'd be the top 3 or 4 vote getters in a councilmatic race instead of the top 2, so you could keep some of the drama going. But you mentioned District 11, where we have Stacey Gilmore, who is an executive director of a nonprofit, and Sean Bradley, who's also the executive director of a nonprofit. There have been accusations back and forth about conflicts of interest. Both of their nonprofits do business with the city, have contracts. Stacey's husband is the deputy director of the Department of Parks and Recreation, which has got to create an issue for the mayor and for her should she get elected. So that one's high on the radar screen. You've got District 2, where we've got a veteran reporter in Kevin Flynn running against someone who was described to me, John Kidd, as the only Republican in municipal races throughout the city. He's been endorsed by Jeannie Fotts, former Secretary of State Scott Gessler, and a host of other Republican office holders. I think many thought that had 2 Democratic state reps, Jean Labuda and Fran Coleman, had not been in the primary, that Kevin might have won outright the first round. We'll see. It is probably one of the more conservative areas of the city out in southwest Denver. We'll see how that goes. Jolyn Clark and Aaron Greco are running off in 7. Clark's been endorsed by the Post. Greco's been endorsed by Ed Perlmutter and a bunch of other sort of high-level politicos, but there's a legitimate question whether that translates in a city council race, where sometimes neighborhood group endorsements are far more powerful than an endorsement from the president or first lady or anybody like that. And finally, District 10, I think it's Wayne New and Anna Jones. I think both 2 veteran folks who have been active in the community. Both have long list of supporters. They're all going to be interesting races, and it's going to impact, I think, the direction of the city council, just because I think they all bring some different perspectives from their communities.
Kara, what do you think with the runoff race coming up?
Well, I think that the impact of the outcome of those races is going to be important. But I think from a bigger picture, the city council now is really what has emerged is that the issue is going to be moving forward the question over development versus neighborhood groups, and whether or not the city council is going to continue to provide just open door policy to developers without really engaging in long-term planning, including traffic planning. So I think that the spotlight is really starting to emerge with that.
Patty, what do you think?
Well, and in fact, if you look at District 1, where I happen to live, you can see that is the big issue. People are upset with development. They're upset with what seemed like a rubber stamp for all development projects. They're upset with the incumbents or the people who seem to be allied with the movers, the traditional movers and shakers. So I think we'll see some of those upsets coming in the runoff. I don't want to give him the kiss of death by saying what a great city council person he would be, but Kevin Flynn, who covered city council for many years, would be a really great asset there.
David.
The Kevin Flynn, John Kidd race is the only one where there's really a notable ideological difference between the 2 candidates. The other 3 races, you got to look very hard to find that. So it's more of a personality type thing. I would say kudos to the Denver Post, which on Denver Post TV has posted interviews and debates with all the candidates, so people can inform themselves.
Absolutely. I was very happy to see the fact we got some of the information about this from Matt. That's great.